Welcome back, besties, and do I have some tea for you? This is episode 6. I don't even know what to call it at this point, so I'm sure the title that is landed is going to be super interesting. However, this is a story about a company that I have dealt with, and it's not a pleasant story, but it is serious, and I think that a lot of people are going to kind of be shocked at what I'm about to tell you. So welcome back. I'm glad you're here, and let's get into Estie Bestie tea time. All right, so if you're new here, I'm Athena, aka the Estie Bestie, and I want to say about 5 months ago, the entire aesthetics industry was in an uproar over me protecting my trademark and reporting people that were infringing upon my trademark in the ways that I own it legally. And there was this one instance where somebody was really upset about it. Their account got taken down. Instagram took their account down after I reported and my team reported an infringing part in their profile. And that girl, it's a girl, I can say that, and her friends decided to go to every single Facebook group and cause an uproar, share half a story. I had large influencers commenting and putting their opinions about me based off of half a story. And it got kind of wild. But the craziest things that I noticed when things got wild about my trademark that I legally own was the fact that there were reps. And by reps, I mean people that represent companies sliding into my DMs, sending hateful messages, doing really, really crazy things that I thought were super unprofessional. That's my opinion. And also speaking on behalf of company representatives and owners of said companies, which was even more wild to me. So I had this one company's rep reach out to me and say really mean, nasty things like, haha, we're laughing at you, me and the CEO, this, that, and the other thing. And so what I did, as any industry professional would if they have people working for them or they hire people to represent their company, I actually reached out to the company itself, sent the screenshots because y'all know I keep my receipts, and I don't go out here causing drama, but I end up receiving it a lot of times based off of fear and people not actually coming to me for information. They just make up a bunch of crap about me, which is fine, whatever. If you don't have haters, what do you have? You're not making it, right? So anyway, so I reached out to this company and I was like, hey, this person did this. It says that they're a rep for you. I thought you should be aware. Instead of this company taking responsibility and saying what I would say as a professional, I would say I'm really sorry. I'm going to handle it internally. I appreciate you letting us know. This is what I would do. Just FYI, this is what I personally would do. This is not what the company did. And instead of saying sorry, we're going to handle it, appreciating you letting us know, and we'll take care of it, they decided that they were going to block me and then turn around and try to tell people their entire, literally, they made a statement on their Instagram page. They tried to tell everybody that I was slandering their business. They tried to deny that that person was a rep with them. But little did they know I keep my receipts, and FAFO with me, FAFO with the Estie Bestie, 100% is how I've always been, is how I always will be. If you come at me sideways, I am going to have my receipts ready, and I am going to make sure that you are not able to spread dirt about my name. And I will never make a statement without it being true and without it being fact. So they decided that they were going to try to say that I was slandering their business, that I was creating an uproar because I posted that this rep did what she did. I posted the screenshots on my Instagram page, absolutely. And they actually informed the rep, from what I saw, from what my screenshots can prove, that she needed to remove all affiliation with them. So they made her take it out of the bio. They made her take it out of her link tree. They made her take every kind of representation that she had of the company during this time of me exposing the behavior out of her bio. But little did they know, like, I kept my receipts. So they tried to lie on me and spin the story like I was doing something to them when really all I did was say, hey, this is how this company's reps are acting. Since you blocked me, I guess I have to like reach out to you a different way and say like this is unprofessional. I don't stand for this. And that's my business. That's I'm allowed to do that. I accept 100% responsibility for whatever comes from that, and I always will. I know what I'm putting out there. You will not see me delete a message or delete a story because I fear somebody's going to get upset about it. That's just not how I am. And I don't do things just to piss people off. That's also not how I am. So when a company wants to sit there and say, oh, we're going to try to hide this and push it under the rug, not apologize, and then try to spin the story to make it look like the Estie Bestie brand, Athena, did something. No, 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 no. Red flag from me. So I started digging. So the reason I started digging, and the one thing that really, really like put it in my head that like, okay, something is not right here, was when this rep decided to say that she speaks for the CEO of the company. She also later messaged me and said, I'm more than just a rep for the company. So I was like, wow. I mean, even in like the screenshot that I shared, I was like, that's really interesting. I will be sure when I reach out to let them know that you are speaking for the CEO and this is extremely unprofessional. So when I started digging, I started like looking into this company. I started looking at their website. I started talking to my friends in the industry, being like, hey, do you have this product? Are you using this? What's the details? Like, give me all of the information because something just isn't sitting right with me, like in my gut. So when I went to their website at the time, and I'm going to tell you this at the time because during my research and my screenshotting of like what was happening on the website, what their claims were, what reps were telling me, what influencers were putting on their page in the captions and everything, all of that was not like adding up. And I mean that like wholeheartedly, like factually, what I was seeing, what I was screenshotting from their website during this time was not like what was legally being allowed to happen and allowed to be used like in certain states, things like that, even in certain countries. So like I obviously was going to dig a little bit more because I was like, why? What is this? Where did they come from? What's this product? What is this company? This rep already treated me like, complete dirt. The company clearly tried to sweep it under the rug from my perspective, from what I could see. And then I started seeing the other things come out, that this rep had acted this way towards other people. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, that's just a person that is clearly entitled to do whatever they want to do. Maybe they are more to the company. They obviously don't want anyone to know. They actually denied affiliation with her, which is hilarious because I got the screenshots before like she could erase it from her Instagram profile and everything. So I have those too. Like I'm sitting on those till I need them. But here's the thing. So I started taking screenshots. And then in the next couple of weeks, as it started to die down a little bit, I noticed the website changed. I noticed that the captions started to change of the percentages of whatever was in it. I looked for all of the information that I possibly could to get anything concrete from reps, any information, anything like that. I even had friends that had reps that didn't know the percentage that was in the product, things like that. But the biggest thing for me was like during this like exposure, their website changed. The claims that they were making on percentages and the website changed. This was directly related to people being educated from what I was telling them to look into, if that makes sense. Like I was like, okay, This company for me is a red flag. I don't appreciate being treated the way that I was treated for absolutely no reason. I don't appreciate them trying to pin something on me that I did not do, trying to make me look bad. I didn't appreciate that at all. And you know what? If you're going to be like that, then let's be like that. Like, let's own up to our own shit, right? I own up to my shit. I think companies should own up to their shit. So as I'm starting digging and digging and digging, right? I'm finding things. I'm asking questions. I'm talking to reps. They don't even know who I am, right? It's fine, whatever. So I finally come to a consensus and I'm like, I will never work with this company. I don't even want to know anymore. Whatever. So then there comes another time where there's like, I want to say it's like a couple months ago instead of like 5 months ago. I want to say it was in like February or March or whatever. And I was on a Facebook group and they asked a general question. And literally the last 2 times I've commented on Facebook groups, it has just like been an opportunity for these people to like try to attack / be jerks, whatever. Like, it's just icky. It's just 100% icky. So I gave my 2 cents on what I thought about the company. I said very blatantly, I have the screenshots of it too. I don't like this company for these reasons. This is what I've researched. This is what I have seen. These are the screenshots that I have. This is what this rep did to me. Just facts of things in my own personal opinion that I put out there. I even went as far as to get and use these products in a treatment to say, like, maybe I'm just being an asshole. Maybe there's a one-off. It's just a fluke. The company's fine. They made a little error, whatever. The coincidences of everything falling into place were too much to be coincidences. But here's the thing. I'm not going to speak on the actual product if I didn't try it myself. To which, of course, I'm going to. I'm the Estie Bestie. I have to. If I'm going to speak on something, I have to have the experience of it. So I did. And it was fine. It didn't do much. It was like nothing. I did peel. I did have, whatever, 3 days of the glow that you normally get after any chemical peel. And it was fine. It wasn't extraordinary. It didn't lift any pigmentation for me. I didn't think that it was worth what I would pay for it. And I just didn't trust it. Like, my esthetician, one of my Estie Besties, had no idea what the percentage was that we were using because it's not on the packaging. It's not on the label. It was nowhere. Which was another red flag for me for the FDA. Because you should be labeling and you should have products that have the percentages and the ingredients on the actual product, not just the box. Like, it has to be legally on the actual product, not just a box, not just a pamphlet, not just on a website what they're telling you, right? So anyway, so I commented on this Facebook group and I was like, hey, this is my experience. I don't recommend them. I think something's going on with it. That's just my opinion. This is what happened to me. And that's it. I tried the product. It wasn't great. I just had no idea what was in it because it wasn't on the labeling or the packaging. Whatever. Left it at that. So then apparently the CEO sees the comment, starts chiming in. And I'm going to tell you right now, they actually said they weren't expecting me to speak highly of their product and that I'm an industry bully. And that's where I kind of lost it because I was like, you're out of your mind. You're literally out of your mind. I'm screenshotting this. I'm recording it. I'm not being a bully. I'm actually telling you, like, I did try your product. There's no negative thing on here other than just my actual experience with your company. I'm sorry you don't like my response, but there's nothing in here that is bullying you whatsoever. And so I took a screenshot of it because like 5 minutes later, like I took a screen recording of it because like 5 minutes later it was deleted. Either he blocked me or he deleted the whole conversation. And I was like, okay, that's really weird, but whatever. So then that happened, right? That happened. So now I'm like, wow, I really don't like this company. I really don't like this person who runs this company, whatever the heck they are. And now it makes sense why that girl felt entitled to say she speaks for the CEO. And now it makes sense why the CEO and the Instagram page blocked me and tried to spin the story like I was doing something to them when, like, in reality, like, estheticians, y'all need to know exactly what's in your product that you're putting on somebody's face. Y'all have the right, and it is required by the FDA to have legal documents that prove what you are buying in that product by labeling and by making sure that it's on the actual product. So, like, always remember that as well. That's a requirement. Legally, that is a requirement for the FDA. So, anyways, that's just my little piece of advice here because as we get smarter as estheticians, these companies are going to try to silence the ones that are providing the accurate education because they think we're gullible, they think we're stupid, and they want to use us to promote and make a bunch of money on their product and think that we're just going to hop onto things because they're trends and we're going to make money ourselves. At the end of the day, estheticians, I'm telling you, you have a duty to your license to work with ethics. You cannot play dumb and say you did not know anymore. You have to educate yourself. You have to be educated and know what you are buying and putting on your client's skin at all times, which is like a whole nother thing in another episode I'll get into after this whole debacle story. But like you guys need to be educating yourselves. If you have any questions, if you need resources, things like that, like reach out to somebody you trust, reach out to a seasoned esthetician, reach out to an attorney, reach out to people that know what you are supposed to be doing and make sure you're asking these hard questions. Don't sign up brands or companies or people or things just because you think it's a cool thing to do and everybody wants it right now. Like, let's educate our clients. Let's educate ourselves first. Let's make educated decisions and let's know what's legal and what's not to move forward in our businesses and make money ethically. Our clients appreciate it. The industry needs it. And we need people to start acting on their education and not turning a blind eye because they think they're going to make a bunch of money. So anyways, back to the story. So now, literally like this week, the week that the FTC, which is not the FDA, by the way, bans non-competes and all these other things, and we got 120 days to figure out this clause and that clause or this rule or whatever, I am tagged in another Facebook group. I'm tagged in another Facebook group about this company, and I'm scrolling through the comments, and this comment is from literally, probably at this point, 31 weeks ago. So almost a full year ago, where there is an article, and it is insane. And I'm telling you, like, I was shocked when I read this because I don't believe everything I see online, right? I don't believe everything that I see online. I make sure I do my research before I speak on things, which is why it's taken me like all week long to prepare myself to speak on this actual situation. So I find a link. I find a link to a document that shows that certain people from a certain company have been incarcerated, like to prison, because of prior dealings in the United States that were not condoned by the authorities. Let's just say that. So I start digging and I find the case file and I find the arrest record and I find the inmate number and I have found all of these things. And all I keep thinking is, holy shit, this industry is being made to look like fools. And I am shooketh. I'm not even kidding. I didn't even want to talk. I don't even want to like be associated with these people. I don't want to be associated with anyone who's associated with them at this point because just everything that I've told you is absolutely true from my standpoint. None of this is none of the arrest records or anything is alleged. Like there is a guilty plea. None of that is speculation. It's not alleged. And I'm telling you right now, from what I dealt with from this company to what I've seen be the history of the people involved with the company, it's scary for this industry. And I just want to leave this episode at that because as estheticians, as individuals, everyone will try to silence you when you call bullshit. Everyone will try to silence you when you don't go with the flow. Everyone will try to do all of these things to you. Just keep your receipts, keep being ethical, keep working with the people that you know are ethical. Seek out the ethical people. Avoid things like this. If you get dragged into it, there's a reason you're dragged into it. Like for me, for instance, I was obviously dragged into this situation to give them an opportunity to do the right thing or for it to turn out the way that it has, which it is what it is. The universe has its reasonings and why things play out the way that they do. And for me, I'm standing on business. And if I didn't share my experience with this, and I'm not naming names, and I'm not saying any companies, and I'm not doing that because I don't really feel like going to court for some bullshit, because they can send me a cease and desist. They can say, oh, you're defaming, oh, you're doing this. Try me. I have the receipts. Everything that I've said is true. But anyways, I have the proof. And remember this, guys. It ain't defamation if it's true. It's not slander if it's true. So remember that. Remember that everyone will try to silence you and make things up about you when they don't want the truth to come out. And that's all the more reason to continue to educate yourself as an esthetician, to make sure that you are working with companies that are ethical, to make sure that you're working with people that have reps that are ethical and behaving as a rep should. If I'm going to represent or be affiliated with a company, I'm going to make sure that I treat that company as if it's my own. I'm not going to act a fool and do crazy things to put that company in a bad position ever. So remember that. Remember to treat people with respect. Remember, if you come at somebody sideways, they're probably going to come back at you sideways or more sideways, because it's 2024. And in 2024, we FAFO. And I, as the Estie Bestie, have a duty in my soul, in my heart, to educate you guys, to share my experiences, to tell you what to look out for. When you get that red flag, listen to that red flag in your gut. Most of the time, your gut is right, and things will always play out later. So just act the way that you know you should. And by act, I mean be the way that you know that you should. Do not give anybody a reason to treat you any way other than the way that you expect to be treated, which is with respect, right? And keep your receipts. Always keep your receipts. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you this week. It's been a lot. I know it's a lot to take in. Don't even ask me who it was, what it was. If you know, you know. If you don't, let it lay there. This is an informative message. Make sure you're knowing who you're working with. If you love this episode, please make sure that you are leaving a 5-star review with your comments. I love your feedback. I appreciate you. I will see you. I will speak to you next week on the next episode, which is most likely going to be talking about cease and desist in the beauty industry. Thank you guys and have a good day.